Kibet and then Bethwell Bergen amongst the favourites here, the 29-year-old. He's a 3:30 performer. Ryan Gregson perhaps disappointed with his 9th place at the Commonwealth Games. He holds the Australian record, indeed the area record. There's the banker, Abdelati Guido of Morocco. Very consistent, the 31-year-old. Strong too, good 5,000 runner. El Kam of Morocco. Tolosa of Ethiopia, World Junior Championship silver medalist. Belmore, Corey Belmore, due for a big personal best. He ran a 3:57 indoor mile, but his best for a 1,500 weight for him, 3:42. Well, he can take several seconds off that. George Manangoy, the younger brother of Elijah Manangoy, the 1,500-metre world champion. He's only 17 years old, George Manangoy there, third away from the camera in the orange. Beside him, Musab of Qatar and Colin Cheboy of Kenya. Well, of course, as they get underway, you cannot ignore the news that Asbel Kiprop, three-time world champion and 2008 Olympic champion, news leaking out on Thursday evening that Kiprop had tested positive for EPO earlier this year. Back at home in late November, he was warned of a test, was tested the next day, and it came up positive for EPO. He is disputing it. There's a long explanation from him on social media, which anybody can access, of course, and that will run and run for a while. But at the moment, huge clouds, I'm afraid, over the man who's dominated this metric mile for the last decade or so on the global scene. As Kivuva goes out at quite a healthy tempo, a little glance over his shoulder there. He's in second place behind Rotich. They go through 300 in just outside 41 seconds, so it's a very healthy clip they're moving at. Not too many takers from the pack, Steve.
Yeah, I'm surprised Bethel Bergen, you know, he does like a good, hard, solid race. He doesn't have the pace that some of the others have at the end, but I'm surprised he's gone that close because, well, I guess 55, 65, maybe the others are just being a little bit cagey, a little bit scared to go with it. I'm sure that gap will close, but at the minute, Bergen's got about 10 metres on the field, which is a big gap at this early stages. They've gone through 500 metres, but you can see there that others not wanting, not prepared to go with it. We've got these young, talented runners in here, but also that experience of Agida, who I'm sure will have his eyes on this one. But Bergen at the moment going with the pace.
And the gap behind him has grown over the last 150 metres. Now it's, what, 10 or 12 metres, maybe 12 metres. The chasers coming down the straight behind him really are letting him get away with this. Kibet in fourth place, Chebet, and then Igida beginning to make his presence felt in the red vest there coming through below us. But the 800-metre time, well, it will be healthy. They wanted 152, let's remember, at 800 metres, and Bergen may be urging them on. He looks very much up for this. He's certainly got a jump on the field if they go through now. 153.08, so a 55.6 first lap, then a 57.4. And Bergen has probably 16, 18 metres on the field in second place as Kavuva drives on, dragging him well clear.
Kavuva can do him a massive favour here because the longer he stays doing this, Bergen almost looks like he wants to go past him, and if he waits too long he'll give the others too much of a sniff here. But on the other hand, if he goes too early he won't last the last lap. So Bergen just trying to judge this. There's still plenty of others, and I think that the likes of Sugot, the youngster, the 18-year-old, and Simot were good finishers, but they've still got an awful lot of catching to do as Bergen comes down approaching the bell.
Well, Bergen's a 350 miler, he's a 330 performer, he doesn't have great 800-metre speed, so this is being run ideally for him. He goes through the bell in 2:37.5, there or thereabouts. They're beginning to close now. The chase is on as the pacemaker drops out there. Bergen with about 10 metres, Simotwal and Igida in second and third, and they really are chasing hard. They're closing him down with every stride down the back straight as the crowd roar them on. Great racing going on here in Doha, and yet another middle distance race as Bergen has been gradually reeled in as though he's on a tape measure, and they're pulling him in stride by stride. 200 to go and they're 3 metres down, and it's Simotbo looking very strong now on the shoulder of Bergen, who has hit the buffers, I'm afraid. The legs are going and they're steaming past him. It was a brave effort. He could have expended that energy slightly more wisely over the final couple of laps as they come into the straight now. Simotwo, Soget, Tolosa, and is kicking for home now, grimacing hard towards the line. Soget it is in second place, and coming through strongly for third place there is Manangoy, George Manangoy, the younger brother, taking second place. Winning time 3:35.07. Nothing special by international standards, but Larissa Tolosa there, just 19 years old, who won the Torun World Indoor Tour event this winter, second in the Ethiopian National Championships in Addis Ababa a couple of weeks back. Ran 3:38 there at altitude in Addis, so was well prepared for this one. And has taken that field very, very comfortably down the home straight with a quick finish. The time's nothing special. The manner of the race, very, very interesting in the way it unfolded, with Bergen testing them all. Looked like he was heading for something down around the low 330s, but I'm afraid just misjudging it in this first big race of the season.
Yeah, he gambled, didn't he? Put everything on red, and didn't work out, did he? It's all or nothing, isn't it? You know, and if you go out like that, and you hope that you're going to hang on. To be fair, he did reasonably well in the home straight to come back a little bit. But look at this, Tolosa. It's 3:35, so you can look good. But look at young George Manangoy. He's the one I'm excited about. And indeed, Soget. Watched him last year. He's a big talent. Big 3,000 indoors. He's run a fast 1,500 metres. You know, there's some good new athletes coming through. George Manangoy there, doing the right thing. You know, he sat off it. He probably had a little bit too much left in the home straight, but he'll be rewarded with a personal best. But this is the man who judged it best out of all of them.
Well, Manangoy, just 17 years old, ran 3:36 at altitude in February. Tolosa winning the 1,500 metres in 3:35.07, the season's best, and then a smattering of personal best and the season's best behind him. Manangoy, Soget, Samoto and Bergen.